Let me first start by thanking the organizer of this August event for bringing us together to exchange knowledge, to share experiences from the eastern part of Africa to the western part of Africa. I thank you very much. I was invited, and actually I volunteered to speak on the state of Tanzania and the Africa recovery. I'm not sure whether what I'm going to talk about will be in line with what you want to hear. But I have learned a lot from the great brother of African countries, the people of Nigeria. You have always been our role model. You are our big brother. We learn much from Nigeria. I have been here for the last 2 years, but I have learned much. You have helped reshape the world, reclaim the African glory to the extent that we admire the contribution of people like Dr. Kinumi Adesina, the president of African Development Bank, Ikonjo Ewala, and the rest that are reshaping the world in terms of thinking and holding Africa at their heart. We thank Nigerians for what you do for the rest of Africa. Some of you may not know Tanzania. Nigerians are endowed with capital, sufficient capital, and you have exported some to other African countries. So we tend to invite Nigerians to consider investing in Tanzania, as well as organizing tourism trips to Tanzania to discover what Tanzania has in terms of tourist attraction. And again, some of the important products that can enter into the Nigerian market. Tanzania is in Eastern Africa. She has a population of about 60 million people. She is bordering 8 countries, out of which 6 countries are landlocked. So Tanzania is their gateway to the Indian Ocean. The economy is somewhat resilient, with relatively low inflation standing at around 3.2, and high economic growth standing at around 4.7%. The consequences of COVID-19 have not spared Tanzania as the country. And Tanzania is the home of Swahili language, which is our lingua franca. It is spoken by about 350 million people over the world, and it is taught in more than 58 universities across the globe. Like Nigeria, Tanzania is a member of the United Nations, a founding member of the African Union, and has already ratified the African Continental Free Trade Area Conventions and Protocols. She is a member of the Commonwealth, Non-Aligned Movement, and the other international organizations. So Nigeria and Tanzania, we share a lot in terms of values, in terms of history, and the aspirations. Now, what are the Tanzania's policy strategy for recovery? Tanzania, like other countries, has been affected to some extent by the advent of COVID-19. However, the country is implementing a number of measures, policy measures, that are helping to overcome the adverse consequences of COVID-19. Tanzania is pursuing, at the moment, the economic diplomacy strategy, which entails opening up the country for foreign direct investment as much as we can. As I speak, 4 prominent Nigerian companies have already invested in Tanzania, led by Dangote Group of Companies, which has a state-of-the-art cement factory in Tanzania. We also thank Sahara Group, who have invested largely on oil storage facilities. We have UBA Bank, which has invested in Tanzania in the financial sector. Again, we have Grant Trust Bank, which has also invested in the financial sector. We thank all of these for choosing Tanzania as their investment destination. At the same time, I take this opportunity to welcome business leaders, captains of industries, to consider investing in Tanzania. You are investing in Tanzania because Tanzania is relatively a peaceful country. Despite the advent of COVID-19, Tanzania has one-stop shop, the Tanzania Investment Center, which continues to register local and foreign investments in agriculture, in construction, in trade, in energy infrastructure, financial institutions, human resources, industries, and transportation. Tanzania maintains a zero corruption tolerance policy. Tanzania is also open to investors from Nigeria and beyond, majorly in areas of automotive industry, pharmaceuticals, medical equipment, real estate, cane sugar production, car assembling, agricultural machinery, edible oils, agriculture and agro-processing, cotton and textile, blue economy, fishing and aquaculture, livestock and leather industry, mining and mineral processing, oil and gas, liquefied natural gas, and the tourism and leisure industry. The government of Tanzania is also keen to strengthen and deepen tourism and leisure activities, encouraging both domestic and international travelers to visit Tanzania's tourist attractions, including Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, Serengeti, Manyara, Ngorongoro, and the unique white beaches of Zanzibar. To recover from the pandemic needs committed leadership, political commitment, and deliberate efforts to invest in projects that propel economic growth and economic development. To that end, Tanzania has embarked in investing in several projects that propel the economy. Once again, I thank the organizers of this August event, and I welcome you to Tanzania. I welcome you to the Tanzania High Commission in Abuja. Feel free to be my guest.